How's everybody doing today? I just want to introduce myself. My name is Curtis Goodison, and this is my mom Janine here.
Hello.
And today we're going to demonstrate on how to make a neon sign.
Okay, first of all, I have a customer who would like a Christmas present for their husband, and they are an Eagles fan. And so we picked out a design, searched out a design. This is kind of what she came up with. Only we're going to change the Bud Light into Kiesling's Bar, which is the name of their last name. And so I had to come up with a pattern. I went and found this decal for the Eagles helmet. And I put this paperwork over the top of tissue paper so I could kind of see through it. And I'm trying to follow this line, which is what I have on the paper now. And I'm just going to darken it in so that I can see it on the other side of the paper, because whenever you're bending neon, you have to work on the back side of the pattern. That way any bends that you make come up to the back, and the face of what you're looking at is a flat surface. You want everything that you're looking at to be flat. I'm going to darken this in, and then I'm going to flip it over, and I'll be able to see it on the back side just like I have it here on the front. Out here at the garage, back out in my workshop, we have the pattern ready to go. I'm looking at it in the reverse direction. I'm going to put it under this copper screen, which is what we use to lay the hot glass on top of without burning the pattern. It dissipates the heat. The glass comes in 4-foot lengths, and this is just a white tube that we're going to use. I'm going to turn on some equipment here. It's going to get a little bit louder. This one's going to it's a vacuum pump that's used in the processing at the end. This one's giving me air to combine with the propane so I light my fires. This is a crossfire. And this one's called a ribbon burner. Okay, now I'm all ready to do some bending. I lay the glass on the pattern. I make a mark where I want to do my first bend, which is going to be right here in this little corner. And then I'm going to go over here to the crossfire. And I'm just going to heat the glass. So it's starting to get flexible. As you can see, now I have my bend. I just added a little bit of air to it. I'm going to come back and lay it on my pattern. Let it sit for just a second. It doesn't take long to firm up again, even though it'll remain hot for a long time. Now I'm going to mark the next spot. I want to make this curve right here. So I'm going to go over into the ribbon fire. Just going to rock it back and forth until I start feeling it get flexible. Come right back to my pattern. Lay it on there. I have a little bit of play. I can move it for just a couple seconds. Have it right where I want it. Now I'm going to do this next bend right here and change direction. Right where I want to be. Okay. This one I can heat a much larger area and pull it on around. So what's nice about the ribbon fire, you can adjust it and heat bigger areas. Pull that out right about to where I marked on the glass. It starts getting soft. I'm just going to keep heating that outside edge. Back to my pattern. How far I've gotten it around there. And then my next bend, I'm going to start right about there and come on around to here, but I need to let that cool for now. I've worked my way around the pattern, and we have our almost finished piece, but we a hand torch, which we would use for small applications. I'm going to hook it up to a high-powered transformer called a bombarder. And what we're going to do during this processing is heat the glass to an extremely high temperature, up around 400 and something degrees. I'm going to open it now. Right now the paper that's on there is my temperature gauge, and I think you can probably see it's starting to burn. And the metal in the electrodes is getting nice and red hot, which is what we want. And heat it just for another minute. And now it's going to go through a cool down process. Okay, now actually we have our tube lit. We have the gas in it. It's going through what we call a burn-in phase, and I'm just doing a little bit of a touch-up. We're putting what we call blockout paint on some of the areas that we actually don't want to have lit when we're looking at it, the completed project. This little spot right here is going to be one part that we don't want to see, where I've made a weld back there. I'm just going to do my best job of painting it out, and then when that paint dries I might have to clean up a couple of spots where I got a little bit of paint over the top. And then when I get all done with everything, this and the wording for the name of the bar, I'm going to mount it on some plexiglass or PVC. It's going to become a nice little sign for their home. And that's pretty much how Neon is done.